Hey guys, it's Dwinger here and welcome to another video. So recently I was asked to make a UI video, so I decided to do that but add a little extra just to help you guys out if you need it. So in today's video I'm going to cover my add-ons, my UI, my keybinds, my macros, and talk just a little bit about my playstyle. Now just a disclaimer, I am no gladiator. I'm really nothing. I'm just some guy on YouTube who absolutely loves to play Survival Hunter and who likes to make videos to help whoever out. So if you're looking for pro tips, definitely not it. But if you see my videos and you think I have something to offer you, then thank you for watching. Alright, so for the add-ons, I'm just going to quickly describe what they do. We're not going to get too much into it, but if there is one there that you're not really too sure about or how to configure, then let me know and I'll try and help you work through it. So the first one you see there, Bag Brother and Bagnon, that is this. Makes your bags look just like that. And then the second one's Bartender. That is my general UI, what you're looking at right now, except for the bottom left where you see those group of abilities. Those are weak auras. We'll get into that in a bit. And battleground enemies, you see it pop up on the right when I'm in BG. And big debuffs is we see where my portrait is. If I had any kind of debuffs on me, then it would just show the debuff instead of my portrait. Like if I had crows on me, there'll just be a picture of crows and where my portrait is. Coordinates, when you pop your maps, there we go. You see on the top of the map there, it tells you where the player is and where the cursor is. So Gladiator, that's the PvP sounds you hear. Gladius is arena frames. When I'm in arena, you'll see the frames pop up. GTFO, if you're sitting on fire, there'll be this crazy buzzing going on telling you to GTFO. Healers have to die. It's a battleground add-on as well. When you're in a BG or arena, it it's supposed to put like a little cross on top of the healer's head so you can always spot the healers, but it doesn't work like it's supposed to all the time. Um, but sometimes when you click on the healer, it'll actually do what it's supposed to do. It makes the sound and it puts the icon on top of their heads. Mixed scrolling battle text. This is a really old add-on. When I get a kill and you see that message pops up, it says you are prey and it has the player's name or whatever name that I just killed. That's what mixed scrolling battle text is. That's the only reason I use it for, but it can do nearly everything you want. Nice damage just changes your damage font. NPC scan supposed to scan rares. Quartz, that's just the extra cast bar. Simple portrait is this right here. So instead of my portrait, it just shows my class icon. That's a monk's icon, etc., etc. Skada is my damage tracker. I don't really like to use tidy plates that much. TrueFig, on the bottom right, when I use my abilities, it'll show you the exact ability that I just used. Weak auras, that's the group of abilities to your bottom left right there. And also, weak auras let me know when an ability is ready. Like if I used this guy here, and 2 minutes, you'll see an icon of exhilaration pop up. It'll flash on the screen for like a second, telling me that exhilation's ready. World Crest Tracker. See all these icons here on the map? That's World Crest Tracker. Deadly Boss Mod is a must for every single player in the game. You have to get Deadly Boss Mod, period. It announces all the abilities, it tracks the boss's cooldowns, um, It gives you a huge warning what's coming up. You should use your defensive cooldown right now because you're about to get hit for 2 million damage, etc., etc. So these are all my add-ons. Every single add-on here can be found curse.com/wow add-ons. That Twitch desktop app I showed you guys in the earlier video. You get that. Yeah, it brings you right to where you're supposed to get it. All these add-ons here. All right, so that's that, and let's move on. So for my UI, like I said earlier, what you're looking at right now is bartender. The icon on my mini map up here, the little mug. This is bartender. This is what it looks like. It's pretty easy to configure. Nothing too complicated. So I only have so many abilities, so I only have 3 bars plus my pet bar. My status bar, which is it tracks Azurite and it tracks honor when I'm in PvP. When I'm not, it takes the bar out. So I can move anything around that I want. I can make it horizontal, vertical. I can change the size, of course. Let's see, which bar? Let's do 4. So the scale of 4, make it bigger or smaller, whatever. Yeah, so it was 3. I can make the icons just pop out, which that's how I like them. 3. Okay. Um, you can even here's the Blizzard UI. But if I'm using bartenders, there's really no point, so I take it off. There's a bar for everything. So it's not that hard at all. And moving on to the next section is keybinds, which you can actually keybind your bartender. It's right here. So these are my keybinds right here, and there are several macros as well. So that's my pet bar, and then that's just my Azurite armor bar under my pet bar. But this first bar that you see here, the first ability is Q. That's where my kick is.
I need a target.
C, that is my Master's Call macro. F, that's for my healing. R is for my flare. That's actually a macro as well. And then the rest is actually shift modifiers. A modifier is just being able to press a shift or alt, and you can still use the same numbers, but with shift, and you can put abilities there. Like 1 through 12 has abilities, and then if I push shift, I can do 1 through 12 as well with new abilities. So shift 1 is my harpoon. Shift 2 is my frost trap macro. Shift 3 is my tar trap macro. Shift 4 is my explosive trap macro. Shift 5 is my damage macro with coordinated assault, etc. We'll get into macros in a bit. Shift 6 is just cheetah. Shift 7 is also the same thing. That's just so there won't be like an empty spot there. When you see people with a lot of abilities like that, it's some of them are focus abilities, others are just show two tip abilities, so their UI can look complete. It's not like some secret thing that they're doing that you're not doing. Shift 8 is my sacrifice macro. So I play with a Razor Naga, and buttons 1 through 12 on my keyboard is also linked with my Razor Naga. And all the abilities, like I learned this a long time ago, all the abilities that you're going to use a lot, like in PvP or in dungeons, you need to be able to access them very quickly, very easily. So all of my offensive abilities and a few of my defensive abilities are all on my Razor Naga. So 1 through 12 is all on my mouse, and 1 is the very first ability I use on every encounter, which is poison. So 1 is my poison, and it's also a macro for my pet attack, which we're going to cover in a little bit. So 1 is my poison, 2 is my bomb, 3 is my crows, 4 is mongoose, 5 is kill command, 6 is carve, 7 is intimidate, 8 is wing clip, 9 is faint death, 10 is disengage, 11 is my freedom macro, freedom trinket. Well, it's not a trinket anymore, but freedom medallion, and 12 is my racial ability. And all of these abilities are all on my Naga. And I know this is going to be a little bit weird because they're also on the first bar, but in the third bar, my shift modifiers continue. So shift 8 is way up here, is my sacrifice. Shift 9 is way down here with my healing potions. Shift 10 is heal pet. Shift 11 is my turtle, and shift 12 is my cloak. And I also have alt modifiers to finish out the rest. So alt 1 is my bandage. Um, I have this Corsair keyboard. It's a decent sized keyboard, but like my hands are huge. I'm 6 feet, 240, uh, and I have massive hands. So when I'm trying to alt 1, you see that I jump a lot when I'm trying to use bandages, and it often works against me because you can't do anything while you're bandaging. So I'm still trying to get used to the alt modifier. So alt 1 is bandages. Alt 2 is any stones I have. Alt 3 is my misdirection. Alt 4, that's my belt. I'm an engineer. And then these here, I usually click because they're not really things that I need to use in a hurry. So that is my keybinds. So for my macros, we don't have too many. This is the main macro page where you have all these general macros for everyone, and then these are the character specific ones. You see these are a lot of the older ones for the old version, but for this new version we have other. So for my very first ability, my poison, it also has a slash pet attack. So whoever's poisoned, my pet will be on. And also you see it has a cancelaura turtle. So when I turtle and I bandage, um, if I need to quickly lose that turtle, all I have to do is pop my poison. Whether it goes off or not, turtle will go off. Whether I have the focus or not to use poison, my turtle will cancel, and I'll be able to move freely again or use my abilities again. Cancel Aura Turtle, I think, is a very important macro to have if you're a PvPer. So my next macro is the crows macro is just again pet attack, because sometimes I like to open with crows in PvP. Now, not everybody can play this way. It doesn't work for everybody, but for me, I like to play with at cursor macros for all my traps. So this is my at cursor macro for my freeze trap. That means wherever the mouse cursor is, that's where the trap's gonna land. So of course, all these macros will be in the description for the video. So if I push Shift 2 wherever the cursor is, boom, that's where the frost trap's gonna be. Shift 3 for my tar trap, and Shift 4. I have one more turned off right now, so I can't do Shift 4 because it's honor ability. So that's how those work. Wherever the cursor is, that's where the trap's gonna land. That's why you don't see the big green target when I pop traps. It's because they're all at cursor macros, including my flare. Okay. And for my burst macro, and then master's call macro, it's just popping master's call on me. So those are my macros. Really simple stuff, not that many at all, just a handful. So this is the video. I've rambled on way too long. If you're still hanging in there, I appreciate you. So guys, I really hope this helps out in any kind of way, and I will catch you in the next one.